Hello, everyone, and welcome to another thrilling episode of the Days Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Graham.
My voice sounds like shit. I'm really sorry in advance, everybody. I think most people don't tolerate my voice well normally, and now it's like even more cringy, so it'll be fine.
Too much river water for you?
Yeah, I drank a lot of river water. That's what happens when this is what your voice sounds like when you drink river water from Flint, Michigan.
Dude, the Indian guy that owns the dollar store across the street from my work, he'll be like, I drank too much muddy water this weekend.
Yeah, dude. Welcome to another thrilling episode of the Days Grimm, where we're gonna touch base on
normally, so like for those
for the week off,
like the true fans know, we take a week off. Every now and then we take a weekend off, but like every year you can expect that we take a weekend float trip.
Yeah, it's a religious thing.
And we normally don't record an episode.
No, usually I think last year was like me in a chair in the center of the room, and it looked like a hostage negotiation video.
I think so. Yeah. And you were just like, yo, we floated.
Also, a fun fact, when you record, shout out to all the people that record podcasts that are just them talking by themselves. Because that is an awkward feeling when you flip a camera on. You know what I mean? It's just you in a room with your thoughts. And
I know I couldn't do the podcast without you.
Boy, I could, but it would be uncomfortable for a long time, dude. So, anyways, we're taking the week off. So sorry about that in advance.
But we're kind of not taking a week off.
Yeah, we grind. The grind is
in
constant.
like a weird way. Like we had some funny little bits we might be able to talk about, in this little episode. But I guess we were just kind of reminiscing on the old days, just you and I bullshitting. Figured give them something.
Yeah, and also I wanted to show off this extremely bulbous greenery that we have here in front of me. It's just super lush, looking really healthy. So this year we did the Casey's on the Current float again. Beautiful spot if you've never been in Donovan, Missouri.
Yeah, so we drove out separate groups.
Mm-hmm. Four chalks.
Yeah,
four chalks.
And then my group left early.
Mm-hmm.
But we stopped at like Boomland. You ever heard of Boomland?
Yeah, bro. Hold on. I don't know if he's in. Yeah, he's in shot. Yeah, but anyways, on with Boomland.
Well, so like the driver that we went with, they were like, we're going, but we're stopping at Boomland. And I'm like the fireworks store. And they were like, yeah, but it's like.
But also.
It's like, how they describe it. They said it was like.
You mentioned it was
Buc-ee's. They said it was like a redneck Buc-ee's.
Yeah, like a knockoff Buc-ee's. Yeah. Okay.
So they had like a whole food court area on the side. Then they had like a snack area.
Yeah.
Like your typical gas station goods, but not like there was no bread over there. It was just drinks and like odd snacks and like candy. Then you had like house decor, which was just like everything. I think I didn't send it to you. I sent it to Tim. There was like a 9/11 holographic like framed picture.
Oh, you sent me. Yeah, you sent that to me.
And then there was like a little African American doll guy like peeing into a toilet. I'm gonna plug all these in the episode as I'm saying.
Yeah. So you're seeing this on screen hopefully as we speak.
But then you were like, "Yo, I need a gnome."
Well, first off, I said we need a gnome.
Yeah.
It was a we necessity, not just
I was like, we have a wizard. That's kind of like a gnome.
Yeah, but he's missing an eye, so we got to step our game up.
Yeah.
And now I would like to introduce to the entire TDG universe, if you're watching on YouTube, welcome Gregory into the TDG universe. Gregory, say hello to everybody.
Nice.
Welcome, Gregory.
Oh, his mic wasn't on.
Shout out to the Pablo episode.
But it was funny because like I FaceTimed you, and I was like, "Yo, there's like 6 gnomes here, dog. One's laying on his back with his mouth open, looking like he's about to take a load. Like we could get this one and put like a fucking dildo in his mouth or something, and like have that in the studio."
Dude, is there a market for gnome accessories? Because I feel like if there's not, there's look up lawn gnome accessories. It's GNNOME. Yep. Mm-hmm. Accessories. Can I accessorize my lawn gnome? Is that possible? Like put some tattoos on him, maybe a headset and a microphone. I don't know, because I feel like if people aren't doing this, then I feel like, okay, there's a little sand table. That's pretty neat. I feel like you should be able to accessorize your lawn gnome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think people just buy gnomes specified to like what they want. Like if they wanted a stoner yard gnome,
It's got a
versus,
joint
like,
in its hand already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had some of those there.
Damn, we should have got the stoner one. But anyway,
I like the one we picked.
Yeah, dude.
But I tried to FaceTime you when you were driving, and of course, it just goes through regular phone call mode, and you can't see shit.
Yeah, and you were very upset about that. So then
Yeah.
it took us 9 to 12 minutes to figure out how to FaceTime one another. And we did get it figured out, and you sent me 2 gnomes. One was the one with his mouth open, ready for a penis.
Yep,
And
insert
then
photo.
Yeah, and then the other one was our dearest Gregory over here. Also, insert photo here for a close-up of Gregory. He's a cute fellow, though. So, really glad that you made the stop at Boomland.
Really glad you Venmo'd me the money to get it.
Did you notice that there was like an odd amount of like Amish goods there?
Not really.
No?
No.
I find that like when I go to those bigger spots, like as you're traveling in the Midwest or even further south,
Kind of gets more vendor molly.
it gets more Amishy the further you go along and the bigger that the joint gets.
The Amish are really living though,
Well, they're they're killing it on sales and gas
diabetes.
stations. Yeah, dude, chocolate covered everything.
Well, I was just talking about they're like not fat compared to the rest of the world.
Oh yeah. That's true because they fucking just carry barns.
So we get there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we did,
and we're all set up.
Mm-hmm.
You
Day
know,
one was a real rush for some of us.
Yeah, we get there, and like every year, it's like a rush to get your tent up.
Yep.
And then the girls all go get margaritas, yearly tradition, and they come out fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
They come back.
They came back to us already fucked up.
Yeah.
Which we just leave.
Well,
that.
I guess I cooked dinner on the fire.
Yeah, and you are notorious for that. For folks that don't have somebody like Tom, find you a Tom. Because normally, years before when I would go on these floats, I've been doing it for about 13 years now. I've just brought Tom on the last 2 or 3. 3 actually, I think now. 3 consecutively. And we would just survive on like Pop-Tarts and beef jerky. And like that's just how I roll. But Tom over here is all about the spread. And he'll like bust out his little cast iron skillet. He'll fucking whip up some eggs, some sausage. He'll fucking kill a rabbit in the woods, skin it, fucking throw that on the fire. But yeah, he's all about the spread, like gourmet on the fire. And that's my favorite quality about camping with you.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, dude.
So we did that. We had a good time the first night up late, just like grinding.
Yeah, and then this brings me to my next point. Go to the Google search because we need to talk about this.
Okay, so
let's get into it.
So we're laying there at night. I think you guys had already gone to bed at first.
1, 2 in the morning. Yeah, 1, 2 in the morning.
And like Lexi and I go to the tent.
Yep.
And we're laying there, and then all of a sudden, like she's like, "Did you hear that?" I'm like, "No, I don't hear anything." And like I hear that, then I start hearing the side of the tent rustle. I'm like, what the fuck? So I sit up right. And then next thing I know, there's like nails I can see through the side of my tent trying to reach this bread that's right there.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, oh, there's a raccoon. So I hit the tent and I'm like, yo, get out of here or whatever. And I call Tim because he's at the fire. And I'm like, yo, there's some coons out here.
We're being invaded.
And then it all went downhill from there. I think you got woken up at that point.
I woke up to a skinwalker in my tent. And by a skinwalker, I mean it was my sister-in-law, and I was dazed and confused. Didn't know what was happening, in a haze. I was like trying to wake up, couldn't see shit. It was dark as hell.
And what's crazy is like I cooked that one meal, like chicken and rice and steak and everything.
Yeah,
but then like there wasn't any leftover. Like there was nothing.
Yeah, there was nothing like sitting out.
Right.
They were just there for like.
Yeah,
frequent flyer miles. Like that's just like their watering hole.
Their spot.
Yeah, they were like. I guess we like impeded on their personal space, is what it really seemed like. Yeah, let me get one of those puppies, dude.
But yeah, I remember like just listening to y'all. That's what I fell asleep to. Was night 1 of the Raccoons.
Well, night 1 of the Raccoons was the apex of the Raccoons because I'll tell you, as you were dozing off, it was about again 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning that I was woken up to a skinwalker in my tent. And I finally equilibrated, figured out what was going on. And the girls were trying to take a piss. They were trying to go to the trucks to go pee.
Gotcha.
Right? So, but as I'm like, okay, I'm figuring out what's going on. And then Kelsey's like the one standing in front of me in the middle of the night, dark, and I couldn't see shit. She was like, hey, I got to take a piss, but there's raccoons out here. And I was like, just registering everything, all this information. I was like, all right, I kill a raccoon. You know what I mean? I was like up on my feet, ready to go. I was like, Kelsey, get the fuck out of the way.
Out.
Yeah, ready to murder.
Paint already on.
Yeah. So I get the fuck out of my tent, and I'm like, fucking, there's literally a coon like 5 feet away from me, and it just scurries off. And I was like, what the fuck is, and it was a big bitch too.
Right.
It was clearly the mother, I think. Anyway, so like Jake finally gets out of his tent. Now we're corralling Mama Coon, and we get her under a table.
We have 2 infantrymen.
Yeah.
2 retards out there. Like 4 women.
Trying to wrangle a fucking mom coon. And we get her under the picnic table, dude. And where I am facing towards the tents, right? We were set up in like in a U shape. And then we're facing the tents with this coon under this table, Mama Coon. And Jake's hitting her with the light. And she's got a bag of Kit Kats. And I'm trying to like figure out how I can get a hold of her. And then like I panicked and I was like, also, Jake, I looked over at him. I was like, Jake, check my 6. And he takes the light, shines it back into the facing out of the U into the wood line. And I turn around and look, 10 beady eyes, dude, just all in the woods. I was like, Jake.
5 more coons.
I was like, Jake, we're fucking surrounded. Dude, it was bad. They were like tactically positioning themselves on us.
Dude, what was also even crazy is we were just sitting there around the fire and like those 6 helicopters flew over. Military formation out of nowhere.
That was a bad time to do it too.
Right, dog. I'm already lit. I'm out there, bro. In the universe.
What did you say to me? You were like, I wasn't worried about the helicopters. I was worried about the implication of the helicopters.
Right. I immediately got on like X.com and was like, yo, did we get attacked? Like, I'm not hearing the sticks, dog.
No, dude. And I was just enjoying it because I love a good Black Hawk.
Right.
Floating overhead, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Big Black Hawk fan. But anyways. Yeah, so anyways, now on to the topic at hand. So what I wanted to spend a little bit of time on was raccoons. Now, they can be domesticated, which I think Mama Coon was pretty damn close. They can.
Yeah, to a degree, but then everything I've seen and all the people I know that have like rescued baby coons and like nursed them back to life.
After 2 or 3 years, they get weird.
Kept them in their house. Yeah, they like revert back to their like primal ways and they'll like dig through your cabinets and your drywall.
Which we've
like,
talked about on the podcast.
They have opposable thumbs.
Yeah, and it's like their way of aging. It's just like when humans age, they like start to regress to their childhood or whatever. But anyways, my thought, Jake and I we were both on board. We were like, dude, what if we started our own raccoon army? Like, if we could just teach them how to use sticks and firearms.
I mean, maybe. They basically eat anything.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Nickname the trash panda.
Yep, they are opportunistic eaters.
Right. They seem to wash their food before eating it, which would make sense. They kind of came up from like that little creek bed where water flows on the backside.
Cleanliness is next to godliness.
Dude, and you know what? Like I pissed kind of around my corner, like of the campsite.
Yeah.
Like, I'm marking my territory.
Yeah.
And that raccoon still came right up in that shit. And I've been watching, like, I'm a big fan of like Naked and Afraid, Alone, like those type of shows.
Do they say to do that? Piss around your...
No, but like I've been watching, the new one just came out, Naked and Afraid Apocalypse. Where they like drop off these like 4 groups of people. There's like 3 people, and each group's like 12 people.
Yeah,
they drop them off in like South Africa in some like torn village that nobody's
I've seen the promo for this. There's a big cat on the promo.
Yeah.
There's a panther. Yeah,
but like basically, like they were taking like shrub and putting it around so like it would wake them up but also form a perimeter. And when that raccoon came up, I was like, yo, do I need to get out there and build like a fucking thorny little perimeter around my tent?
See, now my goal was before Mama Coon took off with the Kit Kat bag, which
she said she like backed away from
it. She had it in both hands and was like walking backwards like a little circus bear. And I was like, wow, this is fucking crazy.
What if we can't bring a fishing net and catch a raccoon next year?
And then mount it. That's important. Secondly, my thought was, damn, I had a thought, but no, it was crazy that she got that close to us, and then she eventually ate. I had like a bag of chips, and
and they took the top off the storage tote and got like 2 bags of hot dog buns.
God, those fucking cunts.
Right.
Oh, I know what my point was going to be. My fear was that, or my goal was that I was going to get my hands on Mama Coon. or whatever APCPCA, but I was gonna fuck and then leave her on the fucking as like a warning to the fella. You know what I mean?
Like the medieval ages.
Yeah, dude. Like, watch out. This place is not welcoming.
Well, I thought
for
about like
raccoons.
I'm big on pranks when we go camping. Like,
did you do a little prayer?
No, I was just thinking of like. So like the next
I should
day,
have prayed.
No, I said pranks.
Oh, I thought you said prayer.
No, pranks.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah.
like the next day, like I cooked breakfast and I dumped breakfast out like on the far corner of the like where nobody was camping.
Yeah.
And then like I was thinking, I was like, damn, I should like low key have put food like behind Tim and Mathis's tent and had them like right in the wood line right there, but they would have like came up right by the that would have been funny. Maybe next year.
Hilarious, dude.
But like I did then eventually start strategically dumping my food like towards the other campsite.
Now, I will say, fun fact, that we were Googling in my tent. Once the whole fiasco had kind of died down and Mama Coon took off with her Kit Kats, we were kind of like at peace and we had like drawn the line in the sand and she kind of disappeared. She was like rustling around the edge of the perimeter of our campsite for a while. And then what would happen would be I would be falling asleep, and then Kristen would wake me up. She'd be like, "Did you hear that?" And I would listen, and it would be them rustling around, like fucking or fighting or something. So then she was like, "I wonder if they can smell the sealed Pop-Tarts." And then she like had Kelsey, her twin, was in our tent. She said, "Kelsey, Google it right now. Google, can they smell the closed up sealed Pop-Tarts?" And she did. And it unfortunately is true that raccoons can smell a Pop-Tart through a sealed bag and a sealed box.
So really, you're pro raccoon for police animals.
100%.
Use the trash pandas that look like burglars to bust the burglars.
But it was just funny that we like Google all these facts. Like we Googled, can raccoons operate a zipper? And we found out that they could. And it was just like we kept getting more and more unfortunate news as we kept Googling, can raccoons do this? And from my limited research in the middle of the woods about raccoons on Google is that they're essentially human beings just on a smaller scale.
Hell yeah.
They're very...
basically, their forepaws are particularly dexterous and actually look and work like slender human hands.
Yeah, they're fucking terrifying. And that's weird that they say they stick to themselves because they were traveling in a pack and they were also like not afraid to come up to us. Or at least the mama wasn't. The babies were fucking hanging back.
Yeah, apparently they have lots of babies. They breed once per year, but a female can give birth to 3 to 4 on average.
Are raccoons marsupials? I forget. Do they have the pouch that they carry their young in?
I don't know.
I don't think they do. I think they ride their mama's back is how it goes. I love that this is treehugger.com, by the way, that we're getting these facts from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, gotta cite your sources.
And they carry a lot of diseases, of course.
Yeah, they're absolutely disgusting, and that's why, like, if it was gonna charge me, like, I was 100% ready to kill it, and that was my goal. And Mama Coon was just very docile. She just wanted to eat and like hang out, and then say what's up, dab you up, and then roll out. And she basically did that.
They're mammals.
They're mammals? Okay. So I think now that I think of it, I think I remember seeing some pictures of like baby raccoons.
Raccoons can live up to 16 years in the wild, but most die before reaching 5 years.
Yeah, distemper. They'll get distemper, they'll get rabid, and then they get real cagey too. I've trapped a lot of coons in my day living out on the county line, and they are fucking ferocious animals when they are distemper or when they are rabid. Have you ever trapped a coon before? They're fucking terrifying.
I think possums, we've trapped. I can't remember. If
possums are chill in the trap, dude. Possums will just lay there and then they'll like look up at you. Coons will literally, they're willing to lose their life and limb to get out of that cage. Yeah. They're fucking terrifying. We've had to shoot them from afar or like take them in cages, crack the cage, drop them somewhere else. But like, yeah, there's no way I'm comfortable with opening a trapped raccoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking wild. So that was night number 1.
And then we wake up, and it throws me off every year when we wake up and we're like packing to go, and then like the state troopers roll through the campgrounds. Every year, I'm just like,
yeah, I'm guilty. Whatever. Why are they here? Why are they here? If they rolled up onto our site, I would be like, he has all the.
It's just weird. But then it's cool that like we get picked up, but every year we get a bunch of like random people on the bus.
Yeah, and then the bus driver this go around that took us upriver, low key, kind of a bummer. Kind of a real not smoke show, just kind of real bland. Like somebody hurt him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he seemed like a
There
sad
were
boy.
several times where I'm like, yo, this bus is not making it up this hill. And then he'd come flying down it and hit all the corners. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he did not fuck around. He probably flew helicopters in Vietnam. That was at the rate at which we were driving this bus. It seems
checks
like.
out.
So he was probably a Huey pilot in his day. But yeah, he was real calm and didn't make a lot of jokes, which I don't care for because the bus ride is always gnarly. It is just you're traveling through the hills of Missouri.
It's like one of my most anxious parts of the trip.
Yeah, and especially were you there the year that our bus caught fire?
No, that was the year before.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I having been through that now, I have PTSD from that. You know what I mean?
Right. So Casey's on the current. So they pick us up on the bus.
Can you pull up their web? Actually, just go to their website.
They pick us up on the bus. They
try to
drive us upriver.
Traffic. Yeah.
They drive us upriver, and then
10 miles.
They have all our tubes ready for us by the water.
Yeah.
We load up. We tie off, which you're not supposed to do, and then we push out.
It's illegal. Yeah, man. And this year we didn't tie everybody off, which was nice. Everybody just seemed to. But the cool thing about it, and we've never really done an episode about the float before, so it's kind of fun that we're doing this. But like, if you've never done a lazy river, I know they have one in in Kentucky, like Blue River's close, and you can do a lazy float there. But Casey on the Current is the one I've gone to 13 years in a row, and it's just so much fun. There's like 5 different companies you can float with. They give you like a cooler tube, like that is designed specifically for a cooler.
There's got to be a way in my head that like when we tie off in the future, like there's got to be a way to where it's just like a cooler in the middle and then a couple on each side.
Yeah.
And maybe tied with like one corner and towards it, so like they could put their feet on the cooler thing, and then you can just hold on to the other people and just be grouped, or like occasionally tie off. That way, if something does happen, like you can just break off and be with your significant other and kind of.
Yeah, the key is quick release, and I wanted this year to do D rings, and I'm regretting. Well,
but like the bungee cords that we've been using is better than rope, like was previously used.
Yeah, because you can pull the bungee, get slack, and unhook.
Well, and they're quick. Like if you tie a knot on your float, and then you just use those to attach, and then you need to quick detach to whatever, you can pop it off.
But essentially what we're getting at here is like you have like a group. We had a group of 11 or 12.
We should have taken a photo with that float.
With the float.
Yeah, so like we make a few stops along the way. We're all pretty buzzed.
Yeah.
And we're like halfway.
Yeah.
And we're floating, and there's like a group of like 4 girls in front of us that are not attached to the group.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then there's Jake and I going backwards, so we can't see anything that's coming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we just got next to you, and Jake and I are going backwards, and we hear there's a tree behind us.
Yeah.
And Jake just lets go.
He said, "Let God take
and
the
I
wheel."
was holding on to Jake's float, trying to stay on to the groove of the grind, and Jake just lets go of the group.
He said, God's got me."
Right. So then I'm like, ha ha ha, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we turn around and kick off the little tree, and I'm like, oh fuck! Like Jake and I both see what's coming.
Yeah.
And it's literally the group tubes with the coolers in the middle, the girls on the left.
We're about to get dead
Brian
center.
and the guys on the right.
Yeah, we're about to get hit dead
center of that tree. It just hits and it just starts wrapping around and bungeeing around.
Yeah.
And Jake and I at this point get down in our tube, and we're like gonna kick, like we're gonna swim towards the group, and the current's just way too strong. I never felt more hopeless in my life. Like there was nothing I could do about that situation.
There is something to be said about, and you could look up like fluid dynamics of like fucking heavy flowing rivers or whatever. I don't know what you'd have to search, but like when you get snagged up on a tree, you don't feel the current when you're just out in open water cruising.
And that was where the current was the most. And the entire trip was like this one little
right
section.
there. But when you have that tree sticking out, when you have a stationary object and you're hung on it and that water's yanking, then you really feel that current.
Right.
And it was fierce, dude.
It was fight or flight for you guys.
Well, I lost. Okay, so fast forward just a couple of moments. So I was penetrated. I did get penetrated. This tree penetrated my tube.
Yeah, your tree popped.
Yeah, good size hole.
Hence the little intro on this video.
Yeah. So
Which is what we should have taken a photo with when we got regrouped on the island. We should have taken
rest in peace to
like
TD.
a trophy photo. You know what I'm saying?
Should have.
So then from there, we kind of reloaded. You rode actually on the cooler the rest of the way, not
saddle
like
style.
another quarter of the way till we could regroup as a whole party.
Yeah, saddle style. I was out there like a goddamn Navy SEAL, fucking Navy SEAL fucking cowboy.
Right. And we had to reorganize. And we had to put somebody that was way too drunk in a tube.
She threw up on herself. Yeah. Yes, she did.
In a cooler tube.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh.
And we just floated back the rest of the way after that.
Yeah, we really basically.
I thought when you're out on the water, every now and then you see the state police patrolling the water too, which is kind of weird.
In their little
there's boats out there which they should probably patrol to bust the boats.
Yeah.
But like it is weird when you're just floating. I've been like, damn, like you're never also felt more hopeless out there, of like
nowhere to run.
Yep. You can't even dump anything because it floats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you just got to hurry up and eat it, or
right. But like seeing them out there or whatever is just like a weird like experience too. But I thought they were gonna stop because like I feel like every person needs a flotation device. Like if you're in a kayak out there.
I was just out there riding on a cooler.
Right.
I'm surprised they didn't.
And then, like the guy stopped and like one of them pulled up his like opened his computer as he like drove by, and I was like, "Yep." I'm like,
"Is it?"
Yep. And then nothing happened, but we loaded up from there and went back.
We talked about it on the river. I was like, low key, I kind of wish that state trooper would have been like, "Hey, are you all right?" And then you were like, "No, I'm fucking glad he didn't." but all I could think about was like, how the fuck am I gonna finish this float on a fucking tube? And then that was when, like you said, we linked up and then we reconsolidated some shit. We got the Casevac together. We found out we had lost a soldier, i.e. her name is, we'll maybe edit that out. But yeah, so we loaded her up in the Casevac on the cooler float, and then I wound up with a tube again. But
yeah,
God, that was a fucking mess, dude. But then we end the float, we hit our bank, and took a quick little bus ride back to our campsite,
which I convinced the guy to drop us off so we could poop.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah,
it was real nice. That guy that dropped us off, way better than the first guy.
That was the same guy from last year too. That drove us back.
Yeah, I think one of the girls tried to bribe him with her breasts, I think. And he said, "I have those at home," or something, remember?
Like that, yeah, to go out getting dropped off at the bathroom. And then for dinner, I did homemade meatballs on the fire.
Oh, they're so good. These meatballs are literally the size of a fucking softball. Oh, they're so good.
And then I convinced everybody that they were hungry again as they were tired just to stay awake, just so I could cook again.
Oh, yeah. You always bring way too much food.
Yeah, normally I try to cook it all that next morning. It's like, yo, here's a big breakfast. Try not to shit your brains out on the ride home.
Yeah, and we that night, I remember just being rather drunk, and I was like, I think I laid down around 11 midnight or something while other people stayed up and drank or whatever around the fire. But I feel like we had some coon encounters.
Yeah, they came back that night, but they were way more quiet. They were like, yo, people are here.
Yeah.
People put up a fight.
Yeah, they were like, all right, these guys aren't pushovers.
But also they had like, 3 leftover meatballs, some leftover chicken that I had tossed out. And
oh, damn.
You know what I mean? They had other stuff to...
Okay.
Other stuff to fuck with.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, those
Which
sons
I'm pretty
of
sure
bitches,
they say you're not supposed to do, but like...
They're hungry, bro. Yeah, whatever.
What am I going to do with this leftover food? Throw it away? Like, that's just a waste.
Yeah, I know. And the low-key, the mama coon was kind of cute up close. I would have hated to have had to have killed her, but I was mentally prepared to do so. But yeah, she was super cute. Glad they were able to get some grub. And then
I was trying to think of some of these funny little jokes that we came up with that we didn't write down.
Well, we definitely talked. I don't want to ruin mine because I'm going to bring it up on a comedy cache, but it has to do with school shootings.
Yeah. But like,
I don't want to ruin it, but we could talk about it, I guess.
No,
you don't want to
save it.
Okay, yeah, but that one we kind of went on a tangent with. I know we talked about starting a coon army.
Oh no, we did talk about one thing about how I cough a lot. How like I die every time
every time you're messing with paraphernalia.
And I was talking about how I hope with modern technology in the future I can get an oxygen tank with like a THC dispenser to the side.
And so just like walk around
80% oxygen, 20% THC all the time. Keep me right.
I don't think, it's funny. Water doesn't even help my voice at this point.
Yeah.
That's another thing is like there's so much yelling because like your parties.
I feel like you weren't even like that wild this year compared to the previous years.
I know, but we got so separated so many times. I found myself like yelling downriver like 100 or more yards, and it's just so hard to like make your voice carry that far away.
Yeah, but you know, if you have a fucking Apple Watch, and if the other people use their walkie-talkie app.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Why didn't we think? You know what?
Well, we
next
were
year,
together.
megaphone, even better.
Well, that would get wet as fuck.
Probably.
I think the watch thing is probably the better idea. How many years away are you from getting a flagpole with a flag?
For the float?
Yeah.
Not. I'm there next year. I never even thought about it until now. Can we get a pirate's flag?
Whatever.
And then we start stealing people's tubes from the bank.
Start putting them in the water while they're on the bank. It's just empty tubes flown down.
We are the pirates of the fucking current, dude. Oh, that's happening next year. Current River Pirates, patented by yours truly, the Days Grimm podcast. Yeah, dude. I think a flagpole would be tits, dude. But how would you mount it?
I mean, you just have to get some sort of flagpole and then maybe like some cooler attachment or...
Ooh, yep. Mount it to the cooler, like a little bracket on the side.
Or something.
Throw some screws through it, and then you just mount your pirate flag. You are a fucking genius.
I don't get my due credit.
No, you really don't. God damn. Make a note. Jot that down.
What am I jotting down?
Pirate flag next year.
Tom needs due credit.
Oh, dude. But yeah, all in all, man, second night was smooth. Went to bed way earlier, woke up, stretched out. The worst part about doing the Casey's or just floating on Current River, and I don't know if you experienced this. Did you sleep on an air mattress?
No.
So we did. We've done it now 3 years in a row now. The air mattress is nice, all right? No rocks in your back or your neck. It's still not ideal, but
you have to wake up in the middle of the night and turn it on.
It's what?
Eventually, you'll hit a point where you have to wake up in the middle of the night, turn your air mattress on, get off the ground a little bit.
Oh, no, ours held. We just have a little baby one. It's
Yeah.
only a couple inches tall. But anyways, it's just enough to keep you off the ground, and it holds good. But that being said, when I woke up the fucking, what would that be, Sunday morning at like 9 a.m. and you were already cooking or getting ready to cook, I like woke up and Chris is like, hey, are you going to get out of bed? And I was like, yeah, I think so. And I like, my eyes were super heavy because I'd been drinking all day yesterday. And I like wake up, I sit up in the air mattress. And as I sit up, because it's an air mattress and you're kind of like wobbly. And I was like, am I still fucked up? Like I felt like I was back on the river. So word of warning, if you're sleeping on an air mattress, you're going to feel like you're floating on the river when you wake up. And you might still be fucked up.
Yeah. And I woke everybody up to some AI Motown.
Love it, dude. Can we outro on that? Do you have some of that pulled up? We need to outro on that. So I'll let you work on that as we draw to a conclusion here. But yeah, so for all of you that have, oh, damn, I forgot our fucking tube's not working. Oh, motherfuck. We're not going to be able to do it, are we?
I don't know.
Do you have one in the queue on Tunes? See if you have one in the queue on Tunes.
Kind of.
But yeah, for all of you that have heard about us taking these weeks off for these float trips, this is what we're experiencing, and it's a hell of a time. If you've never done it, get down to Missouri. There's like 5 different people you can float with. There's like Rocky River.
It's good to take time in nature, disconnect. Also, like, I mean,
you can't use your phone.
Well, yeah, but like we came back and we were like, all right, we got like these ideas for the pod.
Yeah, dude. It was not, and it is nice to like unplug. There's limited cell phone usage. I didn't even look at my cell phone really at all, but to send a Snapchat.
Yeah.
So I made sure I kept my streaks. But like, other than that, like I didn't even look at my phone. It was just all love, all human interaction, all nature interaction.
My rabbit had babies while we were gone.
So many dogs on the river this year. I loved that. Loved seeing a dog on the water. Yeah, it's just really, really great to get out there. So if you're into that, dude, if that sounds like fun, get down there, man, because supporting those businesses is huge. I'm trying to think. My main takeaway from the float trip this year was, honestly, coon interaction.
Yeah,
coon human interaction.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I want more of it. I want to start a raccoon army. And I think Jake is going to support me in that goal.
Yeah, and you're just going to start giving like raccoons acid and brainwashing. What was that, Chaos Book or whatever it was that you...
MK Ultra.
Yeah.
I'm going to start my own raccoon MK Ultra program
right.
in southern Indiana.
Yeah.
There's plenty of them here, folks. What was your number one takeaway from this year's Current River?
Just
trip?
how insignificant we are, you know?
Nice. Very not depressing.
Yeah. No, I'm just talking about in general, like humans, you know, in general. Like you're out there in the water surrounded by all this nature. And then like
they
you
don't
think
give a
about it
shit.
and you're just like the current, like when that situation happened, it's like, yo, like I was helpless in this situation. Like that's insignificant. You know what I mean? Like something could have happened there, and then like I would have been sad for the like people directly involved, but wouldn't have mattered long term.
One really important note we should mention, to your point, that river can be dangerous. People do die on that river.
Yeah.
It is shallow. That water moves fast. If you are going to go and you are going to drink, do it responsibly.
Right.
Because people die on that river all the time. They get caught up on ropes and trees and they fucking drown. So like drink, have a good time, but also pay the fuck attention to everything around you and hopefully
Stay
you know how to
coherent.
swim. Yeah,
Right.
stay coherent enough to be able to doggy paddle. That's important.
Yeah.
That is very fucking
Or to
important.
keep your head above water.
Yeah, somebody else. I'll send my buddy Tim to come save you. He's basically a lifeguard.
Amen.
Yeah, man. So I love you, Tom.
Love you long time.
This has been another thrilling episode of the Days Grimm. Unless I'm missing something. No.
This has been another one. This
Yeah,
is for
dude.
the fans. When we thought you deserved
Little
more.
BTS, dude.
Yeah.
Little BTS behind the scenes of why the fuck are we not getting a podcast this week? Now here we are. We're gonna outro on some Motown. What are we outroing on? What is this?
This is March Madness by Future done in Motown.
Oh yeah, brother. I love you so much.
Love you long time.
Another good year, brother.
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys. Goodbye.
Gotta roll a pound up in gas. Switching lanes in a grand rap. We the ones that kept it cool with all these niggas till these niggas started. Shoot a nigga like a film in a movie, nigga gon' let him have it.